Now we are. Hi, everyone. Welcome to CTFSN's virtual day service providers meeting. As I said, we're going to have each provider do about a 10-minute overview of their services, and we'll send out a follow-up in the next couple of days. So our first provider, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Pat Stavola from CTFSN. I'm also going to introduce April DiPolina and Crystal Seiko, who are also from CTFSN. They're going to be your moderators. And if you have any questions, we'll be doing it through chat. And if you're on the phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *9. Our first provider is Amber DeFelice from MARC, M-A-R-C -CR. Amber?
Hi, everyone. Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. I hope everyone's doing well on this Wednesday evening. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you can see it. Just give me the go ahead. Share screen. Should pop up. Do you guys see it? Hello?
I don't see it.
No? Okay, let me try it again.
No, we can't see it.
No, can't see it.
You
I'm
don't
hitting-
have video activated.
Right, but I think you could, can you still share the screen without that? I tried it before.
Oh,
There
there you
it's
go.
coming now. There it is.
Successful.
All right, let me hit present. All right, let me just try and exit. Okay, so I'm going to be presenting on day service options, DSO for MARC Community Resources. I'd like to thank our sponsors, as always, for supporting us. I'm the Director of Day Service Options. I've been with MARC about 2.5 years. Prior to that, I did start off at MARC as a residential manager, overseeing 3 group homes. So I'm very excited to now be the Director of Day Services at MARC. Serving our community since 1955, over 65 years of empowering people with IDD. Our service areas include Middlesex County, Hartford County, and the Shoreline. The services we offer, even though I'm going to be presenting on day services, DSO, employment, residential, adult skill development and leisure, adult individual support, and outreach and advocacy. So before I go to the next screen, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the DSO programs. Utilizing the person-centered approach, we help people determine the programs they wish to participate in based on their needs and interests. All of our DSO programs are based on community inclusion, enrichment activities, and life skills. We offer a variety of programs focused on achieving individual goals while allowing experience with diverse forms of art, health, and fitness. Some examples include music, dance, appreciation, and therapy, low impact exercise, nutrition, and cooking. We also volunteer at various parks and nature centers. We also include iPad and technology skills into the day. MARC continues to seek out opportunities that will enhance program participants at the MARC experience. School to life transition services are available also at MARC to help prepare students with their approaching adult roles. We will work with the families, boards of education, and individual PPT teams as early as age 14 to help in the process as a fulfilling and happy life in their school careers. We are also fortunate to have a behavior health specialist on staff support to support the individuals if the need should arise on an ongoing basis if necessary. We have 3 DSO programs, and I'm going to go to the next slide. Prior to that, I'm just going to review the programs. Our DSO Classic program better suits individuals who require more medical support and/or seniors or retirees. Our second DSO program is our Contemporary program, which provides many volunteer opportunities and multiple life skill programs through the day. Last but not least, our Custom program is our newest program. This program provides a structured environment and schedule for participants who need a more routine regimen. All activities are person-centered without inclusion from others. All of these programs encourage community activity and volunteering. In each DSO program, there is also a week each month dedicated to cultural competency. During this week, programs discover different cultures and backgrounds and incorporate that into activities such as music, literature, cooking, and art. Community outings have been very limited since COVID-19, but when the weather breaks, we are planning more park outings along with other meaningful outings. These are just bullet points of our DSO program. So the first one, as mentioned, was our classic program, seniors and retirees, participants who require more medical support, life skill building, and volunteering. This is our contemporary program, and that's actually a picture of the gardening club that we have started at Mark in this program. Again, volunteer opportunities, daily living skills, and of course, increasing independence. This is a picture of our contemporary program, Giving Back, Fellowship Church in Middletown, making food baskets during the Thanksgiving season. And this is our custom program, highly structured program, one-to-one support or small group, community involvement, community skill building, and daily classes, including virtual. So this program actually holds a virtual class for all of our participants at home who are not ready to come back to our program yet. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I would love to present our 4.5-minute video on what occurred during the pandemic. It was tough for everybody, and this is what Mark did. I hope you guys enjoy.
All I wanted was a steady job that paid well, so he could one day have his own place. That's all I want in life, my own place with my own stuff, he said. Well, look for his steady job at FedEx. Working for the
We can barely hear it.
What's that?
Well, I can barely hear it, that's all.
Can everybody else hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
Oh, I'm not sure why. It's on the highest and it's also playing on my laptop. Can you guys hear me? Is my voice projecting?
Yeah, it is. At least for me anyway.
I'm not sure. I tested this before and it worked. I'm not sure why. You can't hear it at all.
We can hear it a little.
We
Yeah,
can hear you.
It's not clear though.
it's not clear.
Not clear.
Okay, so I'm not sure if, should I continue to play it or should I just?
I mean, it's up to you. It's your presentation, right?
Yeah, it's part of the presentation. I'm a little bummed.
I'd like
Why
to,
don't you play it and tell us about it?
Okay,
We can see the pictures just fine. We just would like to know what it's about.
okay, let me try one more thing.
no,
You guys couldn't hear it?
no.
No.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't know if it's the PowerPoint. Okay, well, I apologize for that. Let me just stop it. I apologize for that, guys. I will not press and I'll just talk about it. So we talked about, oh yeah, I can't even put the subtitles on. This was just showcasing a wonderful slew of videos of what Mark did through the pandemic, starting with virtual. We started off with, some virtual classes. Our virtual program is now up and running, and we have between 30 to 50 participants logging on, which in the beginning it was like only 10. So we're very excited that we've developed our virtual service programs for individuals and participants who are not ready to come back. There was some footage in here also of 2 participants who also got a job during the pandemic at FedEx from our employment department. So we were very excited for those guys as well. And just the socialization and what we did for the guys in the group homes at Mark, all the activities, parades, birthday parades, just trying to keep everybody busy during the pandemic. And I'm sorry again that this wasn't playing. I'm a little bummed. So I'm sorry about that. But that was the video. It was like 4.5, 5 minutes long. So again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. And if you have any questions, you guys can feel free to email me or call me. And I believe Pat said she was going to put something in the chat box for me, the email, Pat.
Yes, if you want to, I'll put your email in now.
Okay.
And if you want to send me a link to that video,
Oh, sure.
I'll be happy to send
Absolutely.
that out. I can't send the video, it's too big, but I can send a
Oh,
link.
okay. So a link to the PowerPoint presentation.
No, yeah, or the video, if that's what the video you were going to show.
Gotcha. Okay. I will do that. Thank you, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Thank you, Amber. Thank
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, do we want to go to the next speaker? We're going to introduce Christy Chandler from Chapel Haven. Christy?
Hello, everybody. Yeah. Hi, Pat. Thank you so much for having us. So I am Christy from Chapel Haven. I'm the director of admissions there. And we are located in New Haven, Connecticut, right in the Westville neighborhood. Let me just get my slideshow going in the right area. There we go. And we also have a whole range of programming options available at Chapel Haven. Today, I'm definitely going to talk to you about our day service option called the Community Life Program. But, wanted to let families know that we have other day transition programs, we have residential programs, we have adult education programs. We've got a really robust offering of online opportunities right now, both with adult education classes and with online recreation. So they're doing some really cool things there. And I know we're not quite back where we wanted to be with people being able to get out and about and do the things they used to. So that can be a nice way to help add some structure and some engagement in. A lot of people ask how we got our name, Chapel Haven. We were founded on Chapel Street in New Haven in 1972. And so the group of adults that we started with, that was the name that they wanted to choose for that. So we moved to our Westville location in 1976. And as you saw from that beginning picture there, we've had quite a bit of work done to our campus lately, and we're super excited about the new options that that's offering our adults too. So our Community Life Program is our day service option program. So for those adults who have funding from DDS, that's a DSO budget, that can fully fund this program. Families are also welcome to private pay. And there's a lot of cool things about this program. So one of which is that it is very flexible. So you can be a part-time, you can be full-time. And so a lot of the adults that take part in the Community Life Program do like to kind of mix and match this program with other options, both at Chapel Haven and even other DSOs that are maybe in different parts of the New Haven area. So for example, somebody might do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 12, and then they might do some adult ed classes from 12 to 3 on those days. And then maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're at their jobs or they're at another DSO. So it's nice to have that flexibility. We do not provide transportation to and from Chapel Haven, but once you're at Chapel Haven and participating in CLP, we do provide transportation to and from the different community sites that we visit. And the program really is all about community involvement, doing a ton of volunteering work out in the community. And so you'll see in a couple of slides some examples of that. Because we are a DDS provider, we do have to be mindful of those needs in an adult's level of need. And so typically lawn scores for us are usually not above about a 5 or so. And that's because you can see the staffing ranges that we have there, anywhere from 1 staff person to 6 adults up to maybe 1 staff person with 10 adults. And so sometimes if an adult has, some of those lower staffing ratios or has some safety needs, that might make them not be, a right fit for our program, which is why this is great so that we can learn about all the different options that are out there. We do have wide age ranges, so anywhere from 20s to 60s, but you can kind of see there a note that a lot of our adults are in kind of their late 20s, early 30s. Most of them have diagnoses that are mild intellectual or developmental disabilities, and so you can kind of see some of the examples there, although that's not an exhaustive list. So as I mentioned, the program really is focused on meaningful social and community engagement. And so part of that is helping our adults to develop healthy life skills. So there are some days where they're preparing a healthy lunch together. They're doing exercise, everything from Zumba to walks whenever it's nice out to yoga. They are having a lot of volunteer opportunities out in the community, and you can see some that are listed there. I think that picture that I'm showing is actually from one of the soup kitchens that they volunteer at. And at one point we did total up the number of volunteer hours that they contributed back to Greater New Haven, and it was really quite impressive. So every day for probably 4 hours or so a day, there are multiple groups out that are, providing services to these settings. So we're super excited about that. And then we're just out in the community doing fun stuff, going to the movies and lunch and checking out the art galleries and, going to the libraries and things like that. There's also, seasonal crafts and activities and, learning how to do some free time management as well. So here's an example of what a schedule might look like. Morning meeting, that's just kind of, talking about current events, what's going on in everybody's life, exciting things that are on the horizon. And then just a little tour of our spaces. So because we are so out in the community, we're not in these spaces for super long periods of time, but we do have a nice multi-purpose room that you're seeing here that's split up into kind of one large main area and then the smaller area off to the right there. And so that's where we'd be doing, the coffee talk and current events and some of the craft activities and things like that. So if you were interested in pursuing any of these options, including Community Life Program, you would start by just reaching out to me. My email is there. My phone number is there. We would chat a little bit on the phone to see what would be the right direction for us to head in. The next step would be asking to take a look at their most recent psychological testing. If they're still in school and have an IEP, that's really helpful to see. If they are a DDS client, then taking a look at their individual plan and their level of need is also helpful. And then from there, we would move through the other steps of the process. So right now, we are doing a lot virtually because we're not quite able to be open up on campus again for people who don't live there. So we have a pretty large residential population that we're working to continue to keep safe. But we've been doing online interviews and having online classes and online sample activities that have helped us to get to know one another pretty well. And I should also say that in addition to the online classes and recreation activities, Community Life Program is also able to be virtual right now for adults who don't live on our campus as well. So that's been a great piece to help everybody stay connected. There's an application to complete, and then that kind of takes you through the whole process there. So be happy to chat with anybody following today. If anybody has any questions, I know Pat will be sending out information. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Christy. That was great. Okay, our next speaker is from Hark, and it's Kimberly Paluska. I'm sorry.
Alaska, that's okay.
I didn't mean to butcher that on you. And Tina Gaspar.
Hi, everybody. I'm just going to share my screen, see if I can get this to work. Hopefully. Hold on, let me just bring up the presentation again. Just a second. There it is. Okay. Okay, so hopefully this works now. Sorry about that. Screen share. Here we go. There we go. Okay, can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So HARC is located in Hartford, Connecticut. We were founded in 1951 by visionary parents of children with intellectual disabilities who knew that their children had worth and immense possibilities. They became fierce advocates for their children. They were, a grassroots effort that led to partnerships with generous individuals and corporations to raise funds and create life-changing programs. Today, HARC provides special needs support for a lifetime. Our services begin at the birth of a child and support them throughout their life journey. Currently, we're offering virtual services through Zoom, HARC's website, and the HARC Connection Corner Facebook page. Our catchment area includes the greater Hartford area, and most of our individuals are funded by DDS or private pay. Our day support options include 3 robust programs tailored for the individual based on their needs and interests. Our programs include our Bolova Center, our Life Enrichment Program, and our Group Supported Employment and Employment Readiness programs. Just to give you a brief outline of what our Bolova Center is, this program focuses on enhancing many life skills of people with significant cognitive and physical involvement. It encompasses activities in various domains, including physical restoration, educational activities, social adaptations, vocational skill development, fine motor enhancement, leisure activities, personal care, safety skills, community involvement. We also have a robust wellness program that includes, a hair salon, nails, massage therapists, and all the activities are tailored to the individual needs of the individuals we serve. The population served is people with significant cognitive involvement or pervasive medical care needs over the age of 18 who have possibly recently graduated or age out of the school system. Our Life Enrichment Program provides our older individuals the opportunity to participate in a variety of activities that will keep them invigorated and engaged. I cannot talk tonight, I apologize. Population serves includes seniors with intellectual and physical disabilities who are retired, semi-retired, or who have not worked but want to remain active and vibrant, typically 55 to 99 years young, as we like to say. Tina's going to talk about our supported employment program.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tina Gasper, and I'm the director of our employment services program at HARC. Supported employment, we have been serving people for over 30 years in supported employment. And we've been filling an important human resource niche, which workers are needed to help fill an employment gap. Supported employment helps participants find and keep meaningful jobs in the community to maximize each individual's potential and helps employers to find and keep skilled and dedicated employees. Our population served are persons over the age of 16, typically 18. And our employment readiness centers, we have, right now we're running 3 different employment readiness centers at HARC in our building, in our main building. But we're also doing employment readiness, skill building through our HARC's Connection Corner on Facebook, and we're also doing employment readiness tasks and skill building on our Zoom activities that we provide pretty much each day of the week for 6 to 8 hours a week of Zoom activities. So employment readiness, we prepare our individuals for meaningful jobs in the community. Our employment readiness bridges the gap between skills acquired in the person's educational program and skills needed for a productive life in the community.
We have several transportation options, including, parents providing transportation to and from HARC. We have paratransit, ADA, Connecticut Transit. It's a door-to-door services. About 80% of our current individuals use ADA to get to HARC. Once you're at HARC, if you're going off to a job site or skill building or community, we would provide the transportation, to those sites. families, schedule pickup and drop off using ADA. DDS provides funding for ADA, and it's based on the needs of the individual. ADA is reliable. It runs 7 days a week, 365 days a year. HARC is one of the largest ADA providers, and transportation can be arranged based on an individual's needs and the size of the group. So if we had one group coming from a certain population, a certain town or a certain area, and there were 6 or more of them, we could arrange that as well. Unfortunately, that is currently on hold due to COVID-19, but we are also on a bus route. And so mine and Tina's emails will be put, Pat will share that information later. And thank you guys very much for having us and letting us present.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, our next presenter is Sonia McLean from Changing Images Adult Day Services in St. Vincent's.
Hi,
Take it away,
everyone.
Sonia.
How's everybody today? Hi, I'll bring you greetings from St. Vincent's Special Needs Adult Day, located in Stratford, Connecticut on 975 Oronoque Lane. We have served over 100 and maybe 30 individuals. Right now it's kind of low due to COVID. Our adult day services. We are incorporated in 1955 as an affiliate of the United Cerebral Palsy Association, and later as an affiliate of St. Vincent's Health Services in 1987 to reflect the diversity of disabilities treated, new programs being developed, and broadening the geographical area being served. St. Vincent's Special Needs serves persons with severe and multiple developmental disabilities residing in Fairfield and Lower New Haven counties, as well as the Lower Naugatuck Valley region. St. Vincent's Special Needs Services Changing Images Adult Day program was developed in the 1980s to provide a continuation of services that end upon the students graduating from school at the age of 21. We currently assist approximately 115 individuals from the age of 21 through their senior years at our program site in Stratford. St. Vincent Special Needs is funded primarily by the Department of Developmental Services and the generosity of private organizations. Adult services provide various phases of transition and the opportunity to participate in a day support option, group supported employment, or an individual supported employment, depending upon their abilities and interests. Day support option. This program focuses on maintaining and building improved communication and mobility skills through a planned schedule of activities. They are recreational in nature and involve goals, choice-making, and constructive use of leisure, utilizing community outings, art, exercise classes, music, etc. Participants can work on areas of development such as social, emotional, speech, and language independence with ADLs, such as eating and toileting, gross motor activities, and cognitive stimulation, and learning is supported by instructors and program assistants. Group supported employment. Participants may work in-house or at community job sites. Community workers are transported to various community sites and supported by a job coach. They are given on-site training to perform duties such as stocking, light housekeeping, laundry services, and delivering room supplies. In-house work service participants complete work assignments at our Stratford site, and those may include data entry, laundry services, answering phones, and shredding. They are continuously supported by job coaches and program assistants. Oops, not finished with that. Individual supported employment. Some participants may be eligible individual supported employment. They receive job training, coaching, and supervision, culminating in individual job placement well suited to their skills. They are also provided on-the-job support, but with more independence. Those individuals, we have 2 individuals that one works at Chipotle, and he works there for a couple of hours, 3 times a week. And we have one of our job coaches who will go out there on one day that week just to supervise and make sure that he's getting along all right, and you know he's doing his job, and or if he needs any assistance or guidance. And we have another individual who works at St. Vincent's Hospital, cleaning up in the cafeteria and doing work in the kitchen. And he works every day. And again, we have a job coach who goes out once a week for about 2 hours just to watch him, to help him, to support him, you know, so that they know that they're not abandoned. We don't just throw them out there, but we're still there to continue to train, you know, and allow them to be productive in their work area. Ancillary supports. There are 2 nurses on staff as well as med certified staff. All our staff are med certified. Again, 2 nurses. We have occupational, speech, and physical therapists available for consultation for feeding, mobility, and speech guidelines. They do not provide direct services. However, they will refer them to an outpatient service or home health service. They will also consult with New Motion Wheelchair Company and Biometrics, who will come to our day program to consult with the therapist and perform repairs and fittings as needed as well. These are some of the activities that we do. We have a trick or trunk. We have about 26 vehicles because we do provide transportation. So those same vehicles we'll bring to the back into the parking lot and decorate them. And each classroom, we have about 10 classrooms. Each classroom will provide snacks and decorate, and everyone has their costumes on, and it's just a whole lot of fun. We also have our tailgate party. We decorate the vans again. All the guys put on their favorite jersey, their favorite football team, and they just have a good time. And again, they have food, and everything is made to the consistency of what each individual needs, whether it be pureed or chopped or ground. We make sure that everything fits each individual. We do provide transportation to and from our day program, as long as you're in the vicinity of where we do serve. Again, that would be in the West region and the South region, but only certain parts, Fairfield County, parts of New Haven, Ansonia. And so that's basically what we do. I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. Okay, stop sharing. Here we go. Okay. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think the next person we're going to have, thank you very much. We appreciate that, Sonia. We have Marrakech, Amanda Perillo.
Hi, everyone. Let me get.
Am I saying that right? Is it Marrakech?
Yep, Marrakesh.
Marrakech.
Marrakech.
Oh, it is
Yep.
Marrakech. Okay, I wasn't sure. In West Haven. So go ahead, Amanda.
Yep. Let me just start. Everyone see that? Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Perillo. I oversee the Employment and Community and Employment Services at Marrakech. Basically, Marrakech, I like to say, is a melting pot of services. We range from residential services to day services to homeless. We have the homeless, we have youth services. So I recommend everyone go check out our website. But I'm going to be giving you guys basically details about what we provide services in our day programs. So we actually have 3 day programs located throughout the state. Our first one we're going to talk about is the one in New Milford, Connecticut. So it serves individuals in the New Milford, Danbury, and Newtown area. We do provide transportation. However, you know, we typically in the New Milford Danbury area, but we do have worked with other guardians in the past or residential providers in regards to working with meeting places or, you know, to get them out to the program. Our second program is our Oak Tree Day program, which is located in Waterbury, Connecticut. And again, we serve individuals in the Waterbury, Wilcott, and Cheshire area, and we do provide transportation as well. And then lastly, we have our Island Lane site. So this is located in West Haven, Connecticut. This site is actually broken down into 3 programs, which would be our employment services, our autism services, and our community experience program. So we service the Orange, West Haven, and New Haven area. So again, these are just some pictures of the program sites. Now, I know they look a little, I just wanted to put these in here because due to COVID, we've made a lot of changes since we've opened back up. So partitions, we've spaced things out. So I know it looks a little bland, but we just, you know, we put things in place to ensure that the safety of everyone. And then we have East Street Arts. So East Street Arts actually is an art studio, and I recommend everyone go there to check it out. We do have a storefront. So basically what East Street Arts is, we have individuals that attend there, and they there's 2 programs. There's our caning program where they participate in caning the chairs, and there's also the art studio aspects of it as well. So during at the East Street Art Studios, basically whatever is sold, the individuals make a profit of it, which is great. And even let's say the individual comes up with a certain pattern, they actually receive patent rights from that. So anytime that pattern is utilized, they're making commission on that. So I'm just going to go over the supports that we do offer. So basically we offer DSO options, which is day support options. This is offered at all 3 of the program sites. So basically we offer in-house activities, music therapy, art sessions, sign language, gardening clubs, social clubs. We had, of course, like many of us, pre-COVID, you know, we were out in the community constantly, but we've had to adapt and make changes. But, you know, so some of the community outings are limited with the weather permitted, of course. But once it starts getting nicer out, we plan on, you know, getting creative and having our guys go back out in the community. We have volunteer opportunities, Meals on Wheels, Master Manna, Fish of Greater New Haven, which we've been able to continue through some of them through the pandemic, which is great. We have our GSE, group supported employment. So what some of the jobs that we have through our group supported employment, we do have our cleaning crew. And we have a snack shack at Island Lane, which we actually transitioned into a mobile mart through the pandemic. We shut down our day programs for a couple of months, and we would have some of our guys go around and driving over to some of the group homes and having a mobile mart, simple things, arts and crafts, crayons, things like that for the participants to purchase. And we also offer, when the individuals are not working, we offer employment readiness classes. And then we have our individual supported employment. So basically what we do is we support our individuals that are within their community working. So some of the places that some of our guys work at are Old Navy, Target, On the Border, the movie theaters, Sacred Heart Academy, Stop and Shop, and ShopRite. And then of course, virtual day services. So when our program shut down for a few months, you know, we offered virtual day services, and we continue to do so, and it's actually been a great success. So services are offered Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we offer music classes, health and safety classes, social club, arts and crafts activities, virtual field trips, and more. Each session is instructed by a Marrakesh Day Program instructor. And what we have every week, a schedule goes out with different activities that are going to be offered. And we also drop off weekly supply packages that are delivered to the front of each of the participants' door. And then, I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. And then basically, I'm just going to go over what the transition planning process is with us. So usually we receive a referral packet that's submitted by the DDS case manager. Then usually the next step is we tell our guardians to come out, do a tour of the facility. And if they're so interested in that, then a member of the day program team would come schedule a visit with the individual. If the individual or the guardian decides they want to move forward with services, the team will meet to discuss what would be the appropriate transition for them. That process, of course, looks different for everyone. We have some individuals that, you know, they may need a month or 2 to come in and do a couple of visits. We have some guys that are like, you know what, cold turkey, I'm going to start services come the beginning of the month. A transition meeting will be held with the individuals and a start date will be determined. So that's pretty much it. Can't think if there's, but thank you guys for letting me give you a little information about our day program. And I'll leave my email in the chat box if anyone has any questions, or they can reach out to me or anything. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Amanda. That was great. We're getting a lot of questions, so we will have a question and answer period at the end. I thank everybody for being patient with that. Our next speaker is the Lighthouse. We have the the provider is the Lighthouse. The speaker we have is Will Robinson. Go ahead, Will.
Hi, everybody. And I'm going to screen share with you. All right. Thank you guys very much for having me. April, Pat, thank you again for having me. Appreciate it. And hope you guys get to know a little bit about the Lighthouse. So we are the Lighthouse. We are located in New London, Connecticut. And we've been in operation for many years, since 1992. So we have many different types of programming. The one I'm going to be speaking about today is our day service option, but we do have an employment training program, which is designed to be able to have our individuals develop the skills that they need to be able to be competitively employed in the community. Some of those skills are, restaurant work, trades, maintenance, and we also get into some retail and hospitality. So it's a 3-year program, and people develop those skills. Once they graduated the program, we would expect that they are competitively employed, and then they have tiered support throughout that time. Part of our day program as well is our LaVecta program, and LaVecta is for individuals on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, and those individuals may or may not be college ready. They're learning independent living skills, how to live on their own, how to work out conflict with roommates, how to get jobs. That's also funded by the school systems as well. And then, as I said before, we have our DSO program, which is what I'm going to be speaking about today. So we are funded through the Department of Developmental Services, and we're also funded through our school districts. We are located in New London. However, we do serve the North and the South region. We're just getting into the North region now, but predominantly we are serving the South region. So through that, where we reach a whole bunch of different types of people in a whole bunch of different areas. And we used to be actually in Groton, and we moved to a new program space. It's a 10,000 square foot facility that we've been sort of outfitting now for the effects of COVID-19. I'll show you guys a little bit more as we go along. This program space has smaller rooms, which is good for, more functional activities instead of a bigger open space like some programs have. So that's my friend Mike. He's got his gloves on. So what we offer an 8-to-2 program. We offer transportation, community-based activities. We're still doing community-based activities, but on a much smaller scale, like most other people and most other agencies due to COVID. We also have a vocational training program that's still going on. School transition services. We offer nursing, full-time nursing, pretty much, OT services, and we have a sensory consultant on staff. We have transportation. We don't have a transportation department, however. So each individual that gets picked up is actually picked up by a day program staff who knows them very well. So I think that is absolutely a plus, and our fleet is growing. But we are a small program. We service about 35 individuals at our day program. So comparatively, it is very small, but I think that the smallness of the program really, we really get to know each other very well. Our staff and our participants really know each other extremely well. So we're able to get out. Like I said, there's a lot of different activities that we do. Right here, you see some of our participants relatively recently at the Mystic Aquarium. Some of our participants go out to eat lunch. We try to do that weekly, but now with COVID, we will tend to order in, which is fine. And everybody does that now. basically our programs are really customized to the individual. So we identify the individual's interest and we really try to pair them up with the staff and the other participants that share the same interest and can relate. So we've gone and cut down Christmas trees. We've gone to aquariums. We go to museums. We've gone to plays, baseball games. We do bowling. Our local radio station came out and they did a music session with us, which is really cool. So we're very lucky to be so embedded in the community. New London's been great to us, but not only have they been great to us, but our other local communities have been excellent. Niantic, Stonington, a lot of the areas around us have been really receptive to us in the community. Like I had mentioned before, we offer vocational training opportunities for people who want to get back to our community and to gain skills for possible employment. This is actually the Lighthouse Works program that I spoke about earlier, the ETS. We work at a bed and breakfast and we have transferable skills then to when we work in the community at various hotels. And this is one of our crews also at a community garden, and all the proceeds of the community garden go to the United Way. I wanted to share with you what our program space looks like now. With COVID, we've really had to adapt and we've invested in on-site programming. So we have our sensory room, which we're expanding. We have our iPad, our area down here, as you can see. We have our sensory area. Again, we have some of our reading and iPad areas. We have our salon, workspace, and everybody's using technology as they can. And that's Mike again. So as I spoke about before, we have an on-site nurse, an LPN, and then we have our OT specialist who also does sensory screening. So they're able to devise plans for individuals and then train staff on all the procedures and policies. So our response to COVID-19, like everybody else, has been pretty extensive. We've had our reopening plan that was approved by DDS, and we understand the needs of our participants. So we've invested, like as I said, in some exciting new in-house activities. So as you can see, we have our Zoom. We do Zoom meetings every day. Our staff and participants are able to engage that way. We also have the sanitizing stations that we have to, go through like everybody else. We wash our hands. Our staff are always wearing masks, as everybody is, and we encourage our individuals to do so as well. But what makes our program run is our staff. That's our executive directors on the right. He's involved every day. Our operations manager there is wearing the Santa hat, and we have our bookkeeper over there and our maintenance man who's, that's what makes our program so special, is the investment that our staff has. That's about all I have. Thank you guys for indulging. I'll put my email in the chat as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you very much, Will. Okay, moving right along. We have Mark, Connecticut, or Mark CT from Manchester. We have Lindsay Sedera and Marianne Porter.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
All right. Guess we have to do it the other way. All right, I hope everybody can see the presentation.
You can see it.
So my name is Lindsay Sedera. I am the project search coordinator and individualized supported employment coordinator at Mark Inc. of Manchester. And Marian Porter is the senior center manager, and she's going to tag team the end of the presentation. So we offer a variety of programs at Mark. But I'm only going to talk about a few today. But we do have a senior center. We are we make sure that we are part of the advocacy program, residential employment, which is competitive employment outside in the community, group supported employment, our DSO, our project search program, and our virtual services program, which we're celebrating 1 year of pretty soon. So as I stated, our employment program is our largest program. We are embedded in the community in Manchester and surrounding towns. We work in a variety of employment settings. Again, we have group supported employment, but we also support our individuals who have competitive jobs outside in the community. So I started this project with my two directors 3 years ago. It's called Project Search. It's a national program. We're very proud of our program, of our Project Search program, that we're expanding it to another site. So Project Search is a 9-month internship program that helps young adults with disabilities transition from high school into adulthood and into a competitive job. We do this by having a host site where we do 3 internships each 10 weeks. And then we find jobs for these interns after they graduate. Our host sites are Goodwin University, and we're expanding to Hartford Hospital this coming fall. So we're really excited. Our program has definitely gained some national attention. We've been on the Project Search national website, and we're very proud of all the work that we've done and the great work that our interns have done. This year has been a little bit different with COVID, so being able to teach competitive skills out in the community has been a little bit harder. So we've been making sure to teach skills that are definitely transferable. My interns have been making marketing videos and learning all about different skills on Zoom. And that's where my old graduate from last year at Project Search is now part of our virtual services program, and she literally has a paid position doing our virtual services. I'm going to let Marion Porter take over at this point because she's one of the managers involved in virtual services, and she does a great job.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. So in response to the pandemic, on March 23rd, Mark closed and began offering virtual services to our people served all day long. Staff from every department stepped up to offer all sorts of engaging and educational, entertaining shows. You know, I kind of like to think of it as we're almost running a television network on Zoom, if you will, you know. And so another thing with these shows that we're offering is they're also used for billing, okay? And this is where our recent grad, you can see her down there. Her name is Lacey. If you look right under virtual service, there you go. Yeah, the cursor is all over her. She is, as I said, a recent grad of the Project Search, was heading off to a wonderful job at Voya. And boom, the pandemic happened, everything closed. We started with the virtual services. And so if you're going to charge billing, you have to take very, very, very good attendance. And so Lacey takes the attendance for every single show. It's a huge job. Trust me, when she's been out, I've had to do it. And oh my God, all day long. We'll have.
I had to do it today, Marion, and it is a big job.
Yes. But we'll have like up to 20 people for each show that we have. But it's been a great thing to, perfect. So what we have, if you see, our people served can go right onto our website. This is the page that they land on. And, you know, they click on whichever day. So I'm just going to show you what we had this week. If you'd like to move to Monday, look at that. It's just, it's amazing with the content that we have, you know, even up to a bedtime story. So, you know, they're waking up with the Mark Morning Show here Tuesday. One of the things that has happened is our people served watching these shows expressed a desire to host their own shows, which I think is so unique. So here's our Lacey again. She, like I said, takes all our attendance, works for us, lives on her own, and has a show called Life with Lacey. You can see at 11:30. Wonderful, wonderful topics on living on your own. You know, very, very well attended show. Here's Wednesday. We have some mindfulness things going on. We have Breathe, Relax, and Talk with Dawn, very mindful. We have Positive Talks with Johnny, some very important things that have kept everybody going through the pandemic. Here on Thursday, you'll see there's two gals up there, Kristen and Kimberly. They have the K&K show, a wonderful, wonderful talk show on a lot of real upbeat topics and health tips. Fantastic. And so here we are Thursday. There we have two other of our ladies, Jody and Sally. They do a show called Chat and Craft with Jody and Sally. A lot of further upbeat topics, and they sit and talk about crafts. Sally makes wonderful blankets for everybody. They have little easy arts and crafts stuff that they can do. And if you also notice, where are we on Thursday? If we, well,
This is Friday.
Friday. Okay, go back to Thursday. Go back to Thursday, because what's really cool, can you go back to Thursday?
Yes.
All right. So if you see at 3 o'clock, we have a show called Fun with Color. There's a local artist from the community that volunteers once a week to teach a whole bunch of really neat art concepts. And she's actually donated art kits to everybody that attends that show. It's fascinating. This is a wonderful thing that has happened, because so much good things has come out of the pandemic and come out of having virtual services, where all of our staff that have stepped up maybe might not have had such an opportunity to show their gifts and talents. And here we are, our people served becoming so inspired that they're hosting shows, people from the community getting on the bandwagon with what we have. And I think if you could go to the next slide after Friday. And just recently, we have added a whole bunch of video on demand content. So if you look behind this, we've got for cooking, this isn't clickable, I'm afraid. There's a bunch of probably 10 videos of simple things to cook. Each one of these things for those that, if they can't make it during our program time or it's the weekend, plenty of things to keep them active and engaged, and we're very proud of what we've created here. And we are coming up on 1 year, and to celebrate it, we're having an award show that we're playfully calling the Zoomies. We're gonna recognize some of our people for what we're doing. So if you have any questions, I think I saw a few come across in the chat, but if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer any of them.
Yes, I was trying to look while we were talking. I apologize. I'm going to stop share so I can see them.
Sorry, Lindsay, can we wait until the end of the presentations and we'll address them then? That's why I put in, that was for you guys specifically about the video.
Of course.
Right. I was just saying that I acknowledged them.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you guys all set, or did you have?
Yeah,
more?
we're all set, I think. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much for allowing us to share what we've created.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's wonderful. I think those videos are fabulous. Okay, our next presenter is from Ben Haven, Lisa Jones. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. Let me try to share my screen here. And there we go. Did it work? It is on my end. Here. Okay. All right. Thank you. So obviously I'm Lisa Jones. I'm currently the director of Ben Haven Career and Transition Services. I have worked at Ben Haven for over 37 years in various different capacities. Currently, our transition program is located in Wallingford on Church Street. And so let me tell you a little bit about what we are doing. And I can't see. So let's see. Actually, it's fine. I don't need to kind of see this. Our program is very individualized, and it really focuses on three main areas. One is post-secondary education, meaningful employment, and then, you know, supports that somebody would need to live and work and survive and thrive in a community. We provide services for school-age students, 17 to 21, but also post-secondary adults or post-secondary students and adults. Our goal is really to provide competencies in developing independence in individuals and helping them achieve their goals. And for us, each person's goals are very different. Each individual, when they come to us, has different wants and needs and desires. And so we really build their program around what they need to learn, what they need to get out of it, and what they love to do. We have some certain areas that we do address. Our first that I'm going to talk about is learning. We provide tutoring services. We help support people to either explore college life or achieve a degree in the area that they would like, or certification programs. The unique piece of our program is that we help support you at the college of your choice, as opposed to one college and that's where we would go. So when we first meet with the individual, if college is something they want to pursue, we decide, or the person decides and lets us know where they would like to go, and then we help support them. And each person's is different. The level of support that somebody needs really does vary from person to person. We work on, whether it's out in the community or in our building, anything from along managing resources, money management, consumer skills. I will tell you our philosophy, and COVID, as everybody has been talking about, has changed us up a little bit, but we really want to be out in the communities where people live, where they go to school. So most likely prior to COVID, and when COVID seems to get better, we will be on college campuses at people's work in their home communities, as opposed to people coming to our building. We do have classes that happen here. If it makes sense for somebody to come here and join, if it makes sense for somebody to join in a group, they can do that, but that's not written in stone. It really is, again, based on what the person needs and wants. We also have our vocational. I should say our first goal with the individuals who come to us is seeking paid employment. But we also do other things in for those individuals who are trying to gain information as to areas of interest, career paths. So we do assessments, exploration, internships. We also do work on pre-employment skills, such as resume writing, job search, job applications, interviewing skills. We have job coaches that will go with the individual if needed. And most times in the beginning, we find that there is some level of need to be at the job with somebody. And we also have certified staff who we also do customized employment. Let's see, and I don't know why the slide is not moving. Let's see. Of course, most of our individuals, social is really key, and sometimes is a major area of what our individuals need to gain some exposure, some experience, some improvement in, and things that we do in those areas besides communication is recreation and leisure, personal independence, establishing relationships, conversational skills, all those things that as we're trying to get people as they're graduating or are moving on, or just, trying to develop new relationships, being able to be proficient and much more skilled in that area. Personal, we're working on self-advocacy, accommodations, executive functioning skills, daily living and personal skills, transportation. We have helped people learn how to take the train, the bus. We've had some individuals who are driving, and we have helped them go through the whole process of studying for the exam. And then if they needed some help in safe driving, we have done that as well. That is really like a basic skeleton of what we do. I will kind of again say that no one program is the same, and it really gets built by the person with the team, and that team would consist of obviously the individual as the main person, family, and our team here. I will put my email in the box. If anybody has questions, I'd be happy to talk on any of these areas in more in depth.
Great, thank you, Lisa. That was wonderful. All right, we're moving right along here. We're actually staying very, very good on time.
I've been watching the clock. Only one person went to exactly 10 minutes. We are doing good. We're doing good.
Good job. Okay. Our next presenter is from Vista Life Innovation, Stephanie Folks.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Steph Folks. I'm one of the admissions managers at Vista. Can you all see my screen? Did I share it?
Yes.
Awesome. So we are located on the shoreline of Connecticut. We serve adults with disabilities age 18 and over. This is just the background photo here is kind of where we're lucky enough to live, work, and play here along the shoreline in Westbrook and Madison, Connecticut. And folks typically come to our program when they're looking at our Discover program, which is a residential training program. But after they graduate from that program, you know, those folks are living and working and trying to learn the skills to become independent adults. Many of whom choose to live along the shoreline here and go into some of them go into our day programs. But folks who live around the surrounding communities and locally can also tap into our day program options. So before I get into we have 2 different day programs at Vista. Before I get into the specifics of each, there's some similarities for both of them.
Yes.
So our day programs are offered 5 days per week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. Our individuals that we serve, the member profile, it's quite a wide range of folks. They're all 18 or older, typically in the range of 20s and 30s, although we have folks who are 50, 60 years old. Really a diverse group of individuals. We have people with autism, Down syndrome, intellectual disabilities, ADHD. It's really quite a wide range of ability. Criteria for entry into the program, we do a functional skills assessment. There's a trial week for the day program to see if it's a good fit for them. And we're assessing their functional skills to determine acceptance. Really our primary focus is on health and safety because it is a group setting. It's a large group setting, usually around 8-to-1 ratio. And we're also really focused on community integration and doing stuff in the community. So we're looking at their basic safety skills and health skills. Folks are usually goal-oriented in our day program. So our individuals are typically working on individualized goals that they're striving for, typically a functional life skill based. So it's quite a wide range of things that they're working on. Folks are either coming to us privately, private pay, or they're funded through DDS, which oftentimes there's a plan that has goals on there. So we'll focus on those goals. Or people might come to us through their school districts, in which case they have their goals listed on their IEP, and we help implement those in our day programming. We also have a transportation available for the local shoreline area. So we do have our own buses that we support folks to get to and from the program. But we also highly encourage the use of public transit. So we also train our individuals to use the bus line if that's something that's within reason for their skill level and ability. And while we're based in Madison, Connecticut for our day programs and typically serve people from like Guilford to Old Saybrook, we do have folks from other towns and surrounding towns. We've got one individual who comes down from Wallingford. So if the family and their support team can figure out transportation, we're happy to have them. And of course, with COVID, the virtual options have really expanded who can join, because we are open 5 days a week in person, or 4 days a week in person, sorry, and 5 days virtually for both programs currently. So this picture down here, I just wanted to highlight, these guys are doing chair yoga in Body Karma in Clinton. So we have a lot of great partnerships in the community, and this is one of the fun fitness activities that folks choose to go to in our Connect program. And over here, Amanda is enjoying one of our Connect Through Art days where she's working on one of her own pieces. I'll get more into that in a bit. So if folks are interested in our program, I have our contact information down here. It's simply just admissions@vistalifeinnovations.org. Just send us your interest, and either myself or my colleague Suzanne will reach back out to you and answer your questions and help you through the process. So our two programs, so Connect is our traditional day program. So in this program, we're offering vocational experiences to really help the individual work on soft work skill development. There's also fitness activities, social activities, group instruction, lots of fun to be had in this program. Like I said, a huge focus is community integration. So our volunteer work sites are out in the community. Of course, with COVID, we've had to limit that, and we do mostly on-site vocational training at this time. What's really unique, I think, about our program is folks come in for the day and they get to choose from a variety of options. There's different daily opportunities that they can pick from. So they don't have to be stuck in kind of the same thing day to day. They can pick and choose, and that schedule rotates throughout each month. And the other thing that I like to highlight is the social bonds that they create in this program. We really try to foster their relationship building skills, and we do a weekend planning group to help them make plans with one another, beyond programming hours, and help them kind of foster those relationships that they're building. So a day in the life at the Connect program. I just have a couple pictures here to highlight what we do. Our home base in Madison, this is their home base room. Again, a lot of it is community integration, so we're out in the community quite a bit. But when we're back on home base, this is where they're at. This is a picture of kind of a socially distanced, wearing our mask and following our CDC guidelines safely here for an in-person class. We've got down here, we've got an individual who was involved in a scarf making project. So we do a lot of fun arts and crafts. We've got folks enjoying a Connect Fun virtual session with one another. These guys are doing a fitness activity. There's a lot of dancing involved in the virtual offerings that we have to get people up and moving. And we also do a lot of just kind of continuing education around just knowledge with fun, like science experiments and cultural, increasing our cultural awareness. This young woman's actually making a lava lamp. So they learned about how that, there's chemical reactions that go on inside the lava lamp. So lots of fun, different offerings. The other thing I'd like to highlight about Connect is we have a lot of member-led offerings. So we really encourage individuals to take their interests and their hobbies and share it with their peers. And that's quite a wide range. Anywhere from, we have a coping skills group. There's a young woman who just loves coping skills, and she offers a group where she shares different coping strategies and things that work for her, and the group discusses what works for themselves and all different types of things for coping skills. And then there's also a young woman who loves Disney, and she does a travel group, and it's all focused on Disney. What's the new ride, what's the new attraction that's going on at Disney, and that's obviously a very popular one. So member-led groups is really a great thing in the Connect program. Community integration, just to give you a taste of kind of the range of what we do. So we've got community cleanup group. That's a way to keep them integrated into the community and give back to the community and clean up their local surrounding environment. We've got a random acts of kindness group. So we like to give thanks to all the folks who support our individuals in our Connect program. So these guys surprised our Wilcox Energy partners here in Westbrook with a bouquet of flowers, just to say thank you for all the support they give our members. We've got Casey up here who is holding some cards that were made for our Apple Rehab. We usually go to Apple Rehab before COVID, but we weren't able to, so they made holiday cards for them, which was really sweet. And then we also have a great community garden at the YMCA. And it's just a wonderful group activity that folks choose to go to everywhere, for everything from planting and taking care of the garden, all the way from culling the garden and pulling up what they grow and then bringing it to a local shoreline food pantry. So it's a wonderful process for them to go through. And then lastly, of course, we like to have fun. So there's a lot of outings out in the community to like museums. We do a lot of holiday festivities. So we've got, this young woman is making eggs around Easter time. I think one of the best things that our members, that's been going on for like 15 years now, is something called our holiday hoopla. So they're doing a ring toss here. Really cool holiday event that the members actually plan themselves. They often make crafts and things for their loved ones around the holidays. It's also just a great time for them to connect before many of them actually travel home and visit with family. Oops, I'm trying to back up out of here, sorry. So that is our Connect program. And then our other program is all arts focused. So that our Connect Through Art program is really focused on creating and exploring their artistic expression. It's for people who really like to paint and draw. This is a calmer environment. It's a smaller environment. You can see here the studio, just a few folks that are working on their projects. It's guided by an art instructor, a very talented art instructor who is helping them really learn different art techniques and improve on their skill. So when they come in for the day, they can be working on a project that's individualized, or they can be working on a group project. We do a lot of big scale community projects, which I'll share with you in a minute. And the coolest part about, I think, Connect Through Art is their opportunity to really sell their art pieces. So many of our individuals are making an additional form of income by putting their stuff in galleries and selling their artwork, which is really exciting for them. We also have a storefront in Madison called Creations, where we sell cards among many other nice gifts. It's a nice gift store, but the cards have their art pieces on it. And every time we sell one of those, they get the proceeds back to that as well. Down here, we have a picture of a virtual. So we offer virtual art programming, which has been wonderful. So Samantha here is the art instructor, and she guides our students and members to create pieces of art. And they've really created a lot of great stuff throughout the pandemic. And I just want to lastly share with you the large collaborative art pieces. They're just really, really impressive. These are things that we put out throughout the community or sold in auctions that we had for Vista. This mural here is at Yale New Haven Hospital in the psychiatric ward. So it's very large. I think it's like 16 by 20 feet. And Samantha guided the members. We were contracted to beautify their garden, and they did an excellent job. I really personally love this one. It's a New York City themed one for a silent auction we have in New York City every year. So this is like a giant, very big panel piece. It's actually made of 3 large panels. We had one for our celebration, our 30th anniversary with the butterflies. Yep, I see you, April. And lastly, we have the Tree of Life, which we had hosted at our Westbrook Library. So we really try to integrate into the community and share a positive awareness about our students and members and their abilities. It's really, really awesome what they can do. And that's pretty much it. In terms of admissions, oh, I'm sorry, I'm bopping around again. In terms of admissions, what we require is, of course, an application. There's paperwork involved. And we do currently a virtual meet and greet to meet up with the individual. And then we do require a trial week, whether that's virtual or in person, for the individual to try it out before we make a determination as to whether they're a good fit or not. So thank you again, everybody. Our contact is listed here at admissions@vistalifeinnovations.org, and I look forward to hearing from you all.
Great. Thank you, Stephanie. That was great. Lovely artwork they've got.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, our next speaker is from UCP of Eastern Connecticut, and it's Christine. And Christine, I'm going to let you say your last name.
Hi, it's Christine Olbreeze. Hi, thank you for having me. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm just going to share my screen and bring up my presentation. So I'm from UCP of Eastern Connecticut, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about our employment and day services that we offer. So a little bit about UCP is that our mission is to advance the independence and full citizenship of all the people that we support with disabilities. We were established in 1949, so we've been around for a while. We support adults across their lifespan. We support children, students, and adults in southeastern Connecticut across the shoreline and up through the Danielson area. And we do support all adults with disabilities, not just people with cerebral palsy, so our name can be a little bit misleading, so I like to clarify that for people. And the primary focus of our services is individualized services that are really based on the choices that the individuals make for services. We have community-based and site-based programs as well. Our site-based programs are in Old Saybrook and Waterford, and those are our DSOs. We have, the first thing I'd like to talk about is our student transition service. We support students who are aged 18 to 21, and in our transition program, students learn vocational skills through individualized community-based volunteer sites and internships. And in the past, students have volunteered or interned at places like Subway, the Otis Library, McQuaid's, the local restore, the Habitat restore rather, and they're personalized. We had one individual who was very interested in working out and exercising, and so he did an internship at a local gym. We helped develop that for him. We provide skill assessment inventories and career assessments for students as well to help them explore what their interests are. A lot of people come and they don't know, so we help them experience different opportunities in the community and do some assessments to figure out what their interests are. We work on money management, soft skills development. We do transportation and travel training as well. And we have an assistive technology center that actually provides services across the agency to help people with adaptive tools or assistive technology to be more independent, or to just have more ability with their daily living skills. Our next program is our individualized employment services, and that supports adults aged 21 and over, and it's one-to-one, it's individualized. Our CESP certified employment specialists work with the individuals to help them do career exploration, career planning and management. We help them interview, apply for interview, and then hold down a job. And we give them support throughout the entire job search process. We also have our 2 adult day programs, and our community-based programs really focus on socialization activities, community engagement with recreation and leisure opportunities, as well as volunteering and skill building. Our on-site programs in Old Saybrook and Quaker Hill also utilize assistive technology. We focus on self-advocacy, working on helping people enhance their communication skills. We do work prep activities, recreational activities, like to have a good time. We have fun and instructional classes. And part of our day programs on site in Old Saybrook and Quaker Hill is that our use of assistive technology is incorporated with making choices for what people want to do every day. So we have a monthly calendar the individuals develop based on their interests, and then every month, at the beginning of the month, individuals choose what they want to be in for the month or for the quarter, depending on what the activity is. And then they choose that, and they use assistive technology to make those choices if they need to do so. So we really try to incorporate assistive technology as well. The other program I wanted to talk about is we are also, like Lindsay at Mark, we are a project search organization. And so I wanted just to let everyone know that we also are a project search member. We have it's a 9-month-long unpaid work experience internship program. And the next program begins in August and runs through June. And this really is ideal for people whose goal is competitive employment, but they're not quite there yet. And they gain employment skills through 3 internship rotations at our partner site, Mohegan Sun. And the internships also incorporate a classroom component where they can learn employment skills in addition, soft skills in addition to the employment skills. The outcomes for Project Search, first and foremost, is meaningful, competitive, and integrated employment. Our interns really get some great work, real life work experience, and they gain skills that they can transfer to other jobs or use throughout their life. And it's also very individualized. The coaches and the skill instructors work with the interns to help them, learn the skills they might need extra help in. They give them great feedback. They help connect them to the host site supervisors. So it's really a business-led program where the interns are working on the site with the supervisors of the business. To be considered for Project Search, you do need to be between the ages of 18 and 34, and you would need to meet the eligibility and funding requirements for DDS, or you could be a student in the last year of high school who's going to qualify for DDS voc rehab services immediately after the internship. And some selection criteria for Project Search. First and foremost is that you really want to be committed to the program for the entire duration, because you really need to be part of it for the entire time for it to really obtain the outcomes that are part of the program. You have to want to work. You have to be able to use public transportation if necessary. Ideally, you have some previous work experience, either volunteering, paid work, or school transition programs. And a sample day in Project Search is there's the classroom component in the morning where they work on employability skills. You're at your internship site every day from 9 to 11:30. You do lunch with your coworkers at the business, and then you go back to your internship site and finish up your rotation for the day. And at the end of the day, there's like a wrap-up reflection time to further reinforce what happened on the job that day, to talk about things that were challenging or that went really well, just kind of wrap up the day for the interns. The employability skills meetings are focused on team building, self-advocacy, financial literacy, workplace safety, all of those things that come with working in the workplace and things that you're going to have to experience and work through when you're working. The application is to apply. You can apply at our website, which is www.ucpect.org. And there is an evaluation form. So either a teacher or parent or provider would evaluate you, the intern, with a rubric. And there's a self-assessment as well that the intern takes. And then we would also need to review the IP or IEP. And for this year, the deadline is May 1st. So if anyone is interested or wants more information, they can certainly reach out to me. And then just keeping in mind the deadline is May 1st for this year's August rotation. And that's pretty much it. This is all my contact information. I can put it in the chat box as well. And I hope to hear from folks if they have any questions or want to know more about what UCP does. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. I appreciate it. Well, we've gotten a lot of good information. We have one more presenter, or actually two more presenters, I'm sorry, from one other provider. From Sarah Inc. in North Haven, we have Terrell Goforth and Diana Acevedo.
Yes. Hi, how are you guys? I'm going to share my screen now. All right, so welcome. My name is Terrell Goforth. I'm the Director of Enrichment Services at Sarah Inc. And tonight I also have Diana Acevedo, as was already mentioned. She is the Community Supports Program Manager here at Sarah as well. Our mission at Sarah is to enhance the skills and enrich lives of individuals with differing abilities. Sarah started back in 1957 with 3 families who joined forces to create resources for their children with intellectual and other disabilities where there were none, and to be a voice of those who could not speak for themselves. Their innovative vision is the foundation of which Sarah continues to build every day now. So right now, we kind of service across Connecticut from the New Haven region to the Middlesex, New London, and Windham counties. So now we'll jump into some of the programs and I'll have Diana take over from here.
Hello, my name is Diana Acevedo, as Terrell mentioned, and I am the program manager for community support. We do have 2 programs in community supports, but I'm going to highlight one of them, which is IDNV, or Individualized Day Non-Vocational. So the IDNV services are provided one-to-one, so one staff, one individual. And typically we meet outside of home. So staff would go to pick up the individual wherever they need to be picked up, whether it's from their home or from their work, or if they have another program that they go to during the day, we may provide some services afterwards. And this program, some individuals may not like to have group services or may want additional services beyond the group where they have one-to-one again with one staff. And this really gives an ability to be able to focus on the goals of the individual. We can be flexible on the time. Some individuals may have a few hours per week, while others may have, say right now, the highest we have is 20 hours per week. And that will be spread out based on the availability of the individual and of staff. So if an individual has, say, a job that they work at during the day, they may be looking for hours afterward. So some of what this program allows individuals to do is to utilize one-to-one structure, focus on meaningful community integration, focus on skill building and retention with incorporating activities developed to create growth in key areas. Goal setting process is team-based, which may focus on volunteering, health and wellness, and leisure activities. And progress towards goal success is documented. Usually the IDNV services are provided outside the home, but since COVID is occurring, we've been able to provide them in the home as well. So additional activities may include things like cooking, money skills, budgeting, living independently, and again, as we said, health and fitness. And this is one individual who receives one-to-one services. So Joe started with us in August of 2020, and he needed a lot of support and follow-up to ensure his medications were taken as prescribed and reminders to attend his medical appointments. Sometimes he wasn't sure which office the appointment was at or the exact time. So staff recognized the need to help him further, and we recommended for him to receive healthcare coordination from Sarah Nursing. And since he started receiving the HCC services, he's flourished with maintaining his medical appointment schedule and improved his overall health and taking his medication in a timely manner. So he has support staff 5 days a week. His challenging social behaviors have decreased. And he says he's grateful, and one of his greatest accomplishments is being able to go to his doctor appointments in order to work on proper diet and his medication plan. And now with all that assistance, he's been able to take control of a very difficult ongoing cough that he had for quite some time. He also looks forward to the companionship from staff in order to go shopping, research video games, go out to dinner, or just a walk. So there's a lot of different activities that we can do during this time. And again, it's very individualized based on the individual, and being one-to-one services. We can provide some really great interaction, although there may also be group interaction based on the fact that staff who are one-to-one with various individuals can meet up, and they can do like a peer meetup, or spend some time with some of their peers who are with their one-to-one staff. And now I'll go back to you, Terrell.
All right, so thank you, Dana. So the other part of our days of point services are our DSO site-based locations, which are Madison, North Haven, and Westbrook, which is also our home office as well. And as you see on the slide, we have Diane, which was one of our newer people who have joined the Sarah family back in July of 2020. And obviously that was in the midst of the pandemic. That was a trying time for sure. And one of the good things that we had going on was that we were able to, onboard her into the program and utilize our virtual services, which we were doing through LifeSize. So she was able to not only integrate herself very slowly back into the program as we returned back in July, but she was also to have the option to just say, Monday and Tuesday, she was in person, and then the rest of the week getting those virtual services. So since she's been with us, she's been able to do arts and craft, Meals on Wheels, volunteering at High Hopes, which is one of the providers that we work with at the horse farm, and doing an equine therapy program. She enjoys cooking and baking, music and dancing and exercising. Also with that, she has started to receive in-home support services, and she enjoys that as much. With our participants, we've started to use an LCE curriculum, which is looking at their goals, and with those goals, we then kind of formalize that in an education-based way so that we're working on with them one-to-one. We also, with our virtual services, we put out a schedule for them weekly, and that has 15 different activities. In those activities, we're doing our music therapy, we're doing a Get Fit program, which is exercise-based with the YMCA, and then we're also offering them sign language as well. Outside of those, we have a whole bunch of other different partnerships. As you see right here, we have Donald, who is with the horses at the High Hopes. We work with the library, we go out, we pick up books, and we deliver those things like that to our families and individuals that are in need. We do the Brantford Meals on Wheels, as I had mentioned, and the Brantford Food Council. We're picking up food and dropping off those things as well. As far as the referral process, those referrals get sent over to us. We communicate with the families. We set up our tours. Once the tours are set up, after that, we do our trial base where, the individuals get to come in, they get to see the site, they get to meet the individuals, and we move forward from there. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Terrell and Diane. Appreciate it. Okay, that is the end of our presentations. Thank you. I want to thank all the presenters for keeping the time in very good time. We were right on schedule. So we're going to start and open it up to questions. We're going to answer the questions that have been posted first in the chat. And then we'll move on to people who, if you have a question, you can raise your hand. You can do raised hand on your screen. I can't see it because I'm a co-host. I forget where it is. It's somewhere on your screen where you can raise, on the bottom of your screen, I think, where you can raise your hand, or next to your name in participants. So Amber and Crystal, do you want to go ahead and go over the questions that were asked?
I'll grab those if that's okay. There weren't, most of what was put into the chat box were the contact information from everybody, so that was wonderful. We did have a couple. Chris Ziegler had asked if there were waiting lists for most of the programs. She had specifically asked after Chapel presented, but about all the other programs as well.
Why don't we just go one by one and see what we've got? So we'll go in the same. We'll go in the same order, although Amber's not here now. So Christy, you want to talk about Chapel Haven? Is there wait lists for your day programs?
Yeah, so for the DSO, there's not really a wait list. The process is a little bit tricky now with COVID. So, I mean, it would be a virtual start if for anybody who were to join right now, and then probably, would follow up with some in-person sampling before they started in person on campus once we're able to resume. But no, we're open and doing admissions. So
great. Kimberly or Tina for Hark.
Hi, I'll speak. No, currently we do not have a waiting list. We do the typical transition meetings that would be held over Zoom. We would love for people to come and do a tour of our home base building in Hartford. Get to meet the families, the support teams, but we do not currently have a waiting list. We are following CDC guidelines and following capacity standards. So.
Thank you. St. Vincent's, Sonia?
Hi, we do have a waiting list, and our waiting list is kind of like all over the place because an individual would be brought into our program depending upon their line number, because we have different classrooms. One classroom might be full, that room might be the one that individual needs to be served in. So then we would put them on a waiting list. So everybody has a special place that they would go. And right now, due to COVID, we are not really, we're open, but only to individuals that can wear a mask because we're under Hartford Healthcare. Their protocol with us is that everyone entering the building has to be able to tolerate a mask. And a lot of our folks are not able to tolerate masks. So we do, however, have Zoom. And again, it depends on the individual's level of need. That would let us know where they would be placed.
Thank you. We'll address the LON after we finish going through everyone here. So Marrakech for Amanda.
So we do not have a waiting list for our New Milford site. Unfortunately, for our Oak Tree, which is our Waterbury site, and our Island Lane site in West Haven, we do have a little bit of a waiting list. We actually just inquired about, I want to say 10 individuals from another program in the Orange area that's closing down. So we have a bit of a waiting list, but we're hoping by June we'll be up to, date and be able to get some of the guys in there.
Great. Mark, CT, Lindsay, or Marion?
We missed the lighthouse.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? I'm sorry. Lighthouse. Will, sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. No, we don't have a wait list, but we would just follow the same team process as we always would follow. And then obviously, we'd adhere to the CDC guidelines. So we do not have a wait list.
Okay, now Mark, sorry. Lindsay or Marion?
Well, actually, I'm going to defer to Delcy, our Director of Services.
Hi, everybody. No, at the current time, we really don't have a wait list. We're pretty full in our GSE and are in the process of developing more GSE job sites. But for right now, we really don't have a waiting list. Our intake, and I know we didn't talk about this during Marion and Lindsay's presentation, but our intake process is usually a case manager will get a referral. It'll go to our intake facilitator. We have an intake team. We review the IP and the level of need. And then we usually will set up a meet and greet if they think they're a good fit, if we think that they're a good fit for our agency and we can meet their needs. And then we will, like I said, set up a meet and greet. And then we meet as a team again to see where they would fit in best and how we can meet their needs. And then we accept them. So, but you can, if you're with DDS, you can have the case manager send the IP and the level of need packet to Mark.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Ben Haven. Lisa.
Yes, at this time, we do not have a waiting list. It's based more on if we feel we're a good match and you guys would feel the reverse, that you're a good match for us. We are fully in person though. We do follow the Connecticut Gov and CDC guidelines.
Vista, Stephanie.
Hi, so we do have a wait list for certain days of the week. Some days are fuller than others. And because we have limited capacity to the CDC guidelines, some days are full. And so we have to start people virtual at this time. Once that opens back up, we'll have more flexibility with that.
Okay. And UCP, Christine?
Hello, we are fully in person and there is not a wait list for our day programs. We would just want to have a conversation, do a virtual meeting, and then we can do a virtual tour, or we can have you come visit our program after hours as long as nobody else is in the building. So unfortunately, you can't see the program up and running, but you can at least see the space and meet the staff. So no waiting list.
And Sarah, Terrell or Diana?
Yes. So Sarah does not have a waiting list as well. We would just, like everyone else had mentioned, have your packet sent over, we'll review. At that point, we'd then make contact and set up a tour, and then we'd move forward.
Okay, a couple people asked about Alon, L-O-N. I don't know, April or Crystal, do you want to address that?
Crystal typed in the response. I'll just add to it a little bit. The level of need is a tool that DDS uses, and it's an acuity tool to see the individual's need. The higher the lawn, the higher the level of need. And then that's used for everything in terms of figuring out what kind of support you need. Can you be in a group, or do you have to be a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1? It's also used for budgeting. It's controversial at times between the parents and the individual and the institution, DDS, as to its accuracy, because it's very hard with our kids or individuals to take the actual individual and fit them on paper into numbers and things like that, to then get a clear picture of who they really are.
Great. Do we have any other questions, Crystal?
Just can I just add a little with the level of need also that somebody had asked who determines it. And I know we mentioned DDS, but I know that also information comes from providers who might be working with them as well. So it could be from schools or maybe day programs that you're already in as well. So I just wanted to add that. And you had asked a question about artwork and for Vista, and if they recorded and if they put it up on YouTube.
That was for Mark CT that does the videos.
Oh, Mark, okay, yeah.
Oh, they do the meetings on Zoom, but no. Do you want to go ahead and answer, Marion, or do you want me to?
Well, I'm sorry. Could you just say the question again?
That was the question I had asked about recording the shows that you do and posting them to Facebook, but I believe you do it more like a social group, right?
Well, this is basically, how we do our programs. So like if you attend Mark, you would attend one of our Zooms. It would, be sort of like us going to another provider and saying, hello, I want to come and do arts and crafts today type thing,
Yeah, so it's more like a social group or skills group. It's
yeah,
you're not recording them and posting them.
Things. No, we're not.
I think that there's kind of a liability to that, because what we've had to do, this is Delsey, by the way, what we've had to do is have families and guardians sign off permission slips for their people served to join our Zoom meetings. Also, they have to understand there's a level of professionalism and appropriateness that you have to have. And I think posting them, again, we would have to get permission, and inviting people to them, there would have to be a process to have that happen.
Right. Well, it sounds like some of them are doing some really good work. So if you can push that along, CTFSN would be happy to help post those and get those out.
Yeah, it is a great program.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yep, we had one more just come in. They are wondering if any other programs supported clients on a 2-to-1 basis.
Yes, we have a program that supports somebody on a 2-to-1 basis.
Say who you are, Delsey.
Delsey Eisenberg from Mark Incorporated.
This is Will Robinson from the Lighthouse. We also have individuals who need 2-to-1 support.
Amanda Perillo from Marrakesh. We as well provide services to individuals that require 2-to-1 support.
Anyone else?
Yep, we just had another one come in for a high LON, yet highly social individual. How often is 1-to-1 support used in conjunction with frequent group activities and social bond support?
Okay, that's a general question. If you want to unmute yourself, if you think you can answer that question, or.
I'm just going to add there, I think it would vary from program to program.
Yeah, I would think so. Do we want to do each? Does everyone want to answer that? Terrell, do you want to start with that one? Does Sarah do that, or?
So our 1-to-1s in the DSO, we normally do not take them. We look at them person-to-person basis, and that's just because of the ratios in which we support with the staff right now. So ideally, we kind of look at those on a person-to-person basis. So I wouldn't be able to really touch upon that unless I'm looking at the specific individual.
That's all right. Christine, do you want to say if UCP does that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's a very personalized, we take a very personalized approach. So it depends on what the person needs, what the person's needs are. And we need to make sure that if we're accepting someone as a one-to-one, that they can be safe in a social environment. So we have to really kind of look at the whole person and get a sense of what their needs are. But for some of our one-to-ones, we can, with their one-to-one support, they can join group activities, they can be part of the group, they can go out in the community. It just really depends on what their needs are.
I think that speaks a little bit to what I was saying about the lawn being a difficult tool sometimes, because it's a number, and it's just what Christine just said. It's really individual. You have this lawn number, but you have to see what the individual's like and how they fit into any one of these various specific programs.
Okay, do we want to, Vista, do you offer that sort of service, or is it still very individual?
Well, we don't provide one-to-one support. It's a large group setting. On rare occasions, we have individuals who their family might hire like a private one-to-one to work on some specific skill set. But we don't typically offer that support.
Okay. Mark, Lindsay, or Marion? Oh, I'm sorry, Delcy. Did you already answer that, Delcy?
Yes, yes, we have several one-to-ones that interact in social groups, whether it be the DSO or in our employment department. We have 5 individuals right now on our GSE GSH program. They changed everything. So we have 5 individuals right now that work in the community that have one-to-one supports. And it really is a great program. But again, that is all based on the level of need, what the individual's needs are, what may be some of the behaviors of the person, that needs the one-to-one. So there's so many variables, and it really is an individual decision whether you can provide that social piece. And there are some people that we've provided one-to-one supports for that don't want that social piece. That's part of this individual's developmental disability, is the socialization. So it just depends on the person.
Okay. Will, do you guys take one-to-one, or is it?
Of course, yeah, we take one-to-ones, two-to-ones. In the past, in our community volunteering program, we've had one-to-ones in the community volunteering. Again, it's person-to-person basis, just digging into what the individual really needs. The same thing as all the other providers have talked about, but we absolutely do take one-to-ones and try to integrate as most as we can.
Okay. Amanda from Ameritech?
Yes, at Marrakesh, we obviously we do take one-to-ones. Our autism service program, majority of the individuals are one-to-ones or two-to-ones. However, in our other programs, we do blend in where we like to have the groups or the one-to-ones participate in the in-house activities we are offering. Of course, it's up to their toleration, so it would vary on what their programming is and what we're working on with them.
Okay. Sonia from Changing Images, St. Vincent's. Did you answer this question already, Sonia?
No, I didn't. We actually just started, I want to say within the past, before COVID, maybe a year before that, we do have 2 individuals that are one-to-ones, and we ask that the individuals that are working with our participants, that they kind of join in with whatever we're doing during the course of the day. And again, like everyone else said, it's an individual thing. Each person, we have to assess and see where they are and what their needs are. So it's just basically that line and seeing where that individual is and what their needs are. But we do accept one-to-ones as long as we have the proper staffing for them.
Great. Okay, Hark, Kimberly, or Tina?
Hi, yes, we do accept one-to-ones, and we do currently have one-to-ones. Historically, we've had a few two-to-ones, but currently we do not have two-to-ones. I don't think it's for any specific reason. It just hasn't come up on our doorstep lately, but I think I'll just piggyback on what everybody else is saying, that it really is an individualized program that will be, set up to cater to the person's, service needs and interests. But I have one-to-ones that are out at our group supported employment sites that are joining the crew and working right along with them. They may have a different schedule, depending on their needs. I have one-to-ones that are in our in-house employment readiness center. They may not do well throughout, participating the whole day. They may kind of come in and out and in, depending on their needs and what their interests are. But yes, we do have one-to-ones.
And Christy at Chapel Haven?
Chapel Haven does not provide one-to-one staffing. So certainly within our medium and large group setting, we do individualization, but we do not provide one-to-one staffing.
Okay, good. I hope that answers your question, Colleen. If not, type in anything else. All right, that's good. Now I see Will posted that all the staff have had their first and second round of COVID vaccine shots. I kind of am making an assumption that almost all of your programs have any of your programs not? You can jump in if you haven't. Okay, everybody's had their first and second shots.
Yeah, we actually made an executive decision to be able to do that relatively early on. It was important to us, and especially to our executive director, who got the first shot actually out of anybody in the agency, just to be able to do that for the safety of our individuals. We work with a lot of very vulnerable people, and to be able to do that was absolutely important for our agency. I got my second shot and pretty happy about it. So that's just our perspective anyway.
I know my son is at Chapel Haven as a resident, so I know they've gotten their shots there. The staff have all gotten their shots. The residents are coming up soon. But okay, are there any more questions? Anyone have any more questions? If you want to raise your hand or type it in, or you can unmute yourself and ask. New, did you have a question?
No, I'm all set.
Thank
you.
I knew.
Hi there. Thank
Anyone
you.
else have a question? I have a question, and I don't know, other people may already know this. My children were not DDS qualified, so I never used day services. But you all take DDS. I think you've all mentioned that.
Yep.
Take people from DDS. Do you also take either other agencies like DH or DMS or DSS payments, or do you also take private pay? So I'm going to go down the list again and start with Chapel Haven.
Yeah, so Chapel Haven does private pay. We do not do DMIS. We do have adults through our ASAP program that are on the autism waiver through DSS. That doesn't kick in for day programming for that population, but it does cover some community-based supports. And so we do accept that.
Thank you. So Hark, Kimberly or Tina?
Sorry, had to unmute myself. We are majorly funded, get our funding through DDS. We do not do DMIS. And the birth to 3 program that we do have, Kimberly could have spoke more on that, so I do apologize, but they do get funding for their birth to 3 program.
And private pay?
I'm sorry, yes, we do take private pay as well.
Okay, changing images, Sonia, do you guys do private pay as well, or any other services?
Upon entrance here, we ask that all individuals have a DDS case manager. So that's all that I can answer as far as that goes.
Okay, so they have to be a DDS individual in order to.
From
Okay.
DDS, yes.
Okay, thank you. Marrakesh, Amanda?
Yeah, we certainly accept private pay as well. We do have a DEMIS program, so that's kind of a separate entity than us, but the day program does accept private pay.
Great, okay. We'll have to talk some time about your DEMIS program as well. The Lighthouse, well, do you guys take, I think you guys take private pay, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We take private pay for our LaVecta program, which is for individuals on the autism spectrum who are almost college bound, maybe looking for a job or, looking to increase their independence. So we absolutely take private pay for that. We actually have a couple of homes that we have residential. So they work, they pay their bills, and then we have our staff come in and kind of instruct them and how to live independently. And then we also take private pay for our DSO. We take private pay for our employment programs as well.
Okay. And what about any other service agencies? DSS?
We work with DSS, our LaVecta program does.
Okay, great. Mark Inc. for Lindsay or Marion?
No, Delcy, I'll answer.
Delcy, okay, Delcy, sorry.
We take DDS, of course, and we do private pay, and that's it.
Ben Haven. Lisa?
We are funded through school districts, DDS, and we also do private pay.
Vista. Stephanie?
Yes, hi, we have DDS, private pay individuals, we have ABI, autism waiver, some DEMIS individuals in the Discover program. We haven't yet worked with the DEMIS in the day programs, but we work pretty hard with funding sources to try to flex them and see if they could work with us, so.
Great. I didn't realize ABI was separate. I thought that was through DSS.
Oh, maybe it is.
Oh, okay. It might be. I don't know. But yeah, the waiver programs, I should have mentioned the other waiver programs. I didn't think of that. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yep.
UCP, Christine.
Hi. Yes, UCP is funded through DDS, and then we also accept private pay or funding through the school system as well.
Great. And Sarah?
Yes, we're funded through DDS, and we do accept private pay.
Okay, great.
Okay, good.
I didn't know if that prompted any new questions. No, I guess not. Well, I guess we're done. If no one has any questions, I'm just looking to see if anyone unmuted themselves. I don't see anybody. So I want to thank you all very much. I want to thank our presenters for very good information. And I want to thank all of our guests who joined us. And if you have any questions that you think of and later on, you can always send them to me and I'll send them on, but I will also be sending out the contact information for all of these folks and some of their information about their programs that they've sent me. And you'll be getting that in a couple of days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Pat.
Bye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.
My son Brady